Lyrically, I'm the illest when my beats is okay. Food for thought, nutrition for the whole brain. Keep your neurotransmitters warm on a cold day. I'm ahead of my time, or so they say. I guess that's why I already feel old and gray. Okay, that's enough knowledge for today. I'm killing them. You better not.
That's my thermostat knob. It broke off. It's really archaic, really old type. This is the new one I'm planning to install. And time for me to get started. I hope it goes well. And remember, anytime you replace anything, you always want to turn your breaker off so you do not get fried, so you live to see another day. And let me get started. Next of transferring them, reconnecting. I'm just doing them one by one. You know, these two, red and black, on the same side. So I'm doing these two, red and black, on the same side. So I'm just doing that one by one. Next, I'll start on the load lines. And the hardest part's just really actually been getting the tape off these things. They put the tape on for the extra insulation or whatever. All right. Right. So I'm wrapping this up. I got the red wires connected to my white ones. And black on black. And let's see if we can get something working. This is the new thermostat I'm installing. Right, it's a little dark, but this is my old breaker switch. I'm installing a new one. I already got them installed. Had to do two of them. And right now I'm just putting these wires right here. You can't see it, it's so dark. Back into place. And let's see what we got. You do switch the breaker switches. If you want to take them out, all you really got to do is switch it to off, and then continue to push it towards the outside of the breaker, whichever side it's on. Just continue to push it towards it, and that'll release it. Right, it's working. I got it all hooked up. I just had to connect the load lines to the panel, then connect my lines that's going straight to my heater, and I finally got heat. And that's basically how you do it. That's my brand new thermostat. And this was kind of like the old model, very old. Okay, so basically I was in the process of changing my thermostat. So basically it just, when I tried to turn the knob, it just snapped off. You know, just regular wear and tear over the years will cause that, of course. But as I was changing it out and installing the new one, I knew I had the wires connected correctly, but unfortunately my heaters still weren't coming on, so I really didn't know what it was. I'm new at this. I'm a novice. My first time doing anything as far as this goes. But I was able to, like, sort of figure it out. I was a little confused. You know, it's kind of simple when you're just doing a thermostat. It's pretty straightforward as far as putting the wires together. But you know, once you run into a problem there, being new to this, it'll kind of throw you off, I guess. So man, I started troubleshooting and things like that. Started going throughout I was putting my voltage meter tester on the lines that were coming to the old one, and I wasn't getting any voltage. So of course that threw me off. Man, I started checking outlets, putting in the prongs in the outlets, and you know, I was getting voltage from the outlets and everything. And you know, somebody that does this regularly, it probably would have just came to them like quickly. But man, I went through the gamut of checking everything, and man, I turned off the breaker, turned it on, this and that. And so finally, you know, I'm kind of thinking like maybe I'm going to have to call somebody to, you know, an expert to check this out. And as I was going to bed last night, something just came to me and said, check the, I usually call them breaker cards. They just call them breakers, but I call them breaker cards because you can slide them out. And so I removed one. Actually, I left the old one in, and I took the prongs and I checked them with the voltage meter, and I noticed I wasn't getting any voltage from the old one. Man, I checked it about 4 or 5 times. And actually, yesterday, I was using my heat. Actually, the day before yesterday, I was using my heat in my hallway and my dining room area. And that also stopped working the next day. And I couldn't figure it out why it stopped working also. So, man, I'm thinking maybe I just got bad wiring, something like that. But then I went downstairs, left the old cards inserted, unscrewed it. And anytime you work on any electricity, of course, you want to make sure the breaker's off. I got 2 breakers. I'll turn them off just to be safe. You should actually have a wand whenever you check the lines to make sure they're still not hot. But, I just pray to Jesus, pray to God, and go from there, even though God tells you to use good judgment. But anyways, so man, if you ever change anything and you know you got it hooked up right and it doesn't work, definitely check those breaker cards. I call them breaker cards because you can slide them out. They're just called breakers, but I call them breaker cards. And man, so I checked them and I wasn't getting any voltage from the one that comes straight to here, and I wasn't getting any voltage from the ones that go straight to the dining room and to my hallway. So luckily, man, I went down to Ace Hardware, bought 2 new ones. They were only about $12, $11. And man, I installed them myself, unscrewed them. When you do that, you just put your finger on the outside, turn them off, and then just slide them out. And man, put the new ones in, put the connections together and everything, screwed it back in, and came upstairs, man, checked my wiring, put the electrical wire around the nut that I put on there and everything to extra insulation, and it started working. I got my heat going in both places and everything turned out good. So, just wanted to give a few ideas, a few clues if you ever run into anything where something's just not working, you got to connect it correctly. Man, just check everything, man. Check the breaker, check connections on the breakers, tighten the screws, tighten everything down. And like I said, anything that's running down to your breakers, your breaker cards, what I call them, it could just be one of those. You could replace it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace. And this is actually the old one. And that's what it looks like. And as you can see, my light was blown in here. So let me see if I can use my little flashlight here. This is actually what it looks like. This is my old one. So yeah, you can see it's pretty old. And the box slipped off. And voila. That's it. That's what it looks like. Yep, that's pretty much it. I actually have propane heat too. But the thing is, I don't really like propane heat. I don't think it heats enough to where I like it. When I heat a room up, I don't like to be cold at all. I like my heat to be almost extra hot. Like in the summertime, I don't even use air conditioning. I would rather sit in the heat because I love when it's super hot. But I actually got propane heat too. But I wanted to get the electric heat working, the baseboard heat, because I like how it heats a room up. So, yeah.